Is it bulletproof?
No.
Not bulletproof? Dang. The whole car is going back into place, dude.
Look, pull it, over pull it, heat it up, and then just let it cool like that.
Before this video gets started, let me show you what you could be possibly missing out on. We took it easy on the giveaway Viper and we cranked it up a little bit with our personal Viper, but you know what? If you win that sucker, you can crank it up how high you want to, but one lucky person taking home the whole entire setup, the truck, the Viper, the trailer, and 50 grand in cash, and there's only 2 weeks left for your chance to get entered. And for the next 24 hours, we're gonna do something we haven't done in a while. We're gonna throw in random tools into random orders placed on goonzquad.com. I mean, we went on a shopping spree. We got all sorts of Milwaukee tools, Milwaukee vacuum cleaners, gear wrench sets. We got these fancy gear wrench sets, which were like 400 bucks a piece. That's basically everything you need to work on some vehicles, but the list goes on and on. There's a ton of tools right here, so do not miss out. Check out goonzquad.com. You might be the one that gets some tools, or you might be the very lucky one to get that whole entire setup. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna continue with the Facebook Marketplace Porsche GT3, and also we are gonna give you guys an update on the McLaren Senna project. We got a bunch of parts that came in, so stay tuned for that. That's gonna be awesome. But this project right here has been moving pretty dang good. We already got it up on the frame machine, and we're gonna actually do some frame pulling tomorrow morning because we're gonna have V-Tune come out and he's gonna kind of point us in the right direction, and I think he's gonna line this sucker up. But in the meantime, what we're gonna do is focus on this rear end. So we actually already sat down and ordered a bunch of parts, and the parts are coming from the UK, and it's gonna take roughly 5 or 8 days, somewhere in that range to come in. So we got some other things that we need to do while those parts are coming in. And also, we gotta see if we need to order this quarter panel or not. So that's our main focus right now, is pretty much take apart this rear end, see if we can try to save this. If not, we might have to order one either from Germany or somewhere overseas. So we're gonna focus on that, and also we're gonna try to fix this rear bumper as well. So that's gonna be some pretty fun stuff. We've never fixed anything like this, so I guess let's go ahead, take a few things apart and see if we can save some parts. All right, guys, so we've been having a debate here around the shop. So as you guys know, the wing got tore off at the track. So this is the original one right here, and we got to get a new one. But there is one option where it doesn't require a wing. So that's the wing that you want. It's basically the dovetail wing delete, which I don't think is going to cost us anything. And then, of course, we can go factory wing, but there's another option. We can go bigger wing, which I'm a big wing guy. That's what I'm going for. David here is going for what?
Original. Unless we can get some carbon on it. You know what I mean? Original with carbon would look pretty good.
I'm surprised because David's a big wing owner. So that's surprising coming from David, and you want to just do the dovetail, which is pretty clean as well.
It looks super good. You can't,
know?
It's not going to cost anything. I think you got to like buy little inserts that go in there, but it looks clean, dude.
Okay. Honestly, I don't think it looks that
But
good.
Porsches with the big wing, I mean, they look good, you know?
I think a Porsche deserves a big wing. But anyways, we'll let you guys decide in the comment section down below. But we got this rear end tore apart over here, and we're mainly looking for any extra frame damage, and everything looks to be intact. It's pretty cool back here. Got a carbon fiber bracket right there. Got the intakes, which we're gonna go with some cold airs. You know, we got to get that whistle sound out the back.
If they had
right there,
that, dude, that would be awesome add-on with the exhaust, of course. You know,
oh,
good combo.
100%. But that's later. But the only damage that I'm seeing in this section over here is the quarter panel kind of got pushed this way right here and it cracked that glass. And that's pretty interesting. I don't see how all this traveled all the way up here, dude.
I mean, could easily. I mean, since it is aluminum, it's easy bendable. You know what I mean?
The wing.
Oh yeah.
When it got hit, it must have pulled it this way or something, dude.
That could have really happened. The wing just got knocked that way, broke off, and pulled the quarter panel with it.
But right now, we're just gonna keep moving. We're gonna attempt to save this sucker right here. We're gonna pop off this bracket, maybe take out the glass over here, also knock off some of this PPF, and hopefully we can get this aluminum pulled out and we can bondo up the rest. That's a silicone one. Yeah, yep, that's the way to go right there. All right, guys, so V-Tune came out a little earlier, which is awesome because he's already working this back quarter panel right here. And with just a few taps of the hammer, he already managed to straighten out this edge right here. You think we can save this sucker,
Oh yeah,
right?
we're definitely gonna save it. I mean, I got all that pushed out already right there. The only thing we're working on now is this little dent right here, and then a little bit right there, which I think with this dent fix aluminum puller, I think we'll be able to get all those dents out.
Heck yeah, and you even, with just pulling this, you even got this gap looking much better. Look at that, that's an original gap right there, dude.
Oh yeah, and I think that's literally perfect. I think the reason why that side is a little bit smaller is because when that front end shifted, it might have pulled everything over. So if anything, we'll just level out both gaps, and hey, it looks good.
Dang,
and this door is a little damaged right there, and it has a little damage, so who knows? I mean, it might be a little bent or twisted.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get a brand new door. That's already on the way, but we can still work with what we got. So once we knock this out, then we're gonna move on to that front end over there. Even though we don't got that subframe, you still think we can do something with it?
I think we're gonna remove that subframe, you know, loosen up all the tension, and then just try pulling it over. The thing about aluminum is you have to heat it up to like a certain temperature. You don't want to overheat it, but just to get it malleable, you know. It's not really like steel. It likes to just, you know, go back into its spot.
Yes, sir. So I'm excited that we can save this. That's gonna save us a good bit of money and time. So let's see what V-Tune can work over here, and we'll keep moving. All right, guys, so we got this rear bumper on here. It's looking good. The fitment is amazing with the quarter panel. This came out, that came out, but we're finding some weird ripples or high spots in this area.
We have a little bit of a high spot going on here, and I'm thinking maybe this quarter panel is shifted up a little bit right there because this door did slam into it. So I'm thinking we're gonna actually hot glue some of these panels on right here. And we're gonna try to pull this quarter panel forward, fix that gap up a little more, and hopefully this right here will come out.
right, guys, so while V-Tuned and David worked that quarter panel, there's a little bit more working that we need to do, but it's gonna come together. We're gonna quickly run to a local police store. We gotta pick up something for this frame machine. Something we've been needing, something that's gonna be used for when we do frame work in the front right there and future frame work as well. It's something that is gonna be awesome. Let's go pick this sucker up. Part of the deal for us to get this item is to pull up in a cool car. So the Viper is definitely a cool car. So let's pull up and see what they got for us. Bulletproof?
No.
Not bulletproof? Dang. This might not be that. No, it's actually going to help a little bit. You know what I mean?
We'll
Strap
see.
it up.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you.
It's a full body.
Do they come in bulletproof as well?
Yeah, they got some level 4 stuff.
Can you guys order
Stop
some?
it. Yeah. Department only.
Department only.
Yeah.
I'm department.
This is the only one we can get our hands on right here, which is still pretty sick. It's like plexiglass. It's going to help a little bit with safety. You know what I mean? Look at that thing. Ooh. So much. Take care, man. See ya. Oh wow, we got everybody coming out of the store now.
Good seeing you. I said, don't leave weak.
Dang, we got ourselves a correction shield.
You better correct yourself. We just need to put some handles on it.
Yeah, we'll modify it. That ain't no problem at all. Is basically complete. All it really needs is just a couple skim coats of some body filler, and that'll be it, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, it turned out amazing. I mean, we got everything pulled out good. We got the gap by the door looking good. At first, I didn't know how we were gonna do that, but man, it looked perfect. And one layer of Bondo, one layer of glaze, a little bit of primer, and that sucker's gonna look OEM.
Heck yeah, and we really didn't have to do much hydraulics over here other than that one portable hydraulic press.
Yeah,
You
basically
kinda
right
just pressed
there on that lip, but it
Yep.
turned out good.
Heck yeah, but now we're gonna use some more serious hydraulics up front over here. This is definitely a lot more tougher section right here, and that's why we had to buy this sucker right here, because this is V-Tune's request, you know? No, I'm just
Protection
kidding.
seal.
We probably won't need it on this, you
Probably
know what I mean?
not. I mean, we're not working with too much over here.
Test
I
it
mean,
out,
on that
dude.
other car, we probably needed it.
Look at
I mean,
that.
you're talking about 10,000 PSI of pulling power. Something flies off, bam.
Yeah, we've actually been talking about getting one of these for like the sketchier jobs, like say like for instance the Toyota, where it's like a super tough frame. You got like 3 different chains that you're pulling. It's nice to have that.
Clamp falls off and just smacks it right there. But anyways, the first thing we're gonna do on this thing is I think we're gonna take off this front subframe before we do any more pulls, because there's a lot of mounting points there, and all that right there is probably holding everything in place. And you said it was cracked anyway, so gotta move it. And I think once we do that, we can add a little bit of heat to the front end, pull it over, and I think it's gonna be good to go.
Heck yeah, hopefully that pan in that bottom section right there just comes out nice and straight. And we're gonna do a bunch of measuring, and I think V-Tune is gonna work his magic up front and we'll get it squared away.
Oh, yeah.
All right guys, so this is what we got going on. So we are doing some frame pulling up front after we remove that subframe. As you guys can see here, that sucker is just completely cracked. But even though we got that subframe off, we're able to pull, but it's not wanting to stick.
I mean, it pulls easy, but it doesn't stay like that. I mean, we over pulled it about an inch, and it just goes right back into the same position every single time. I mean, we've been working on it for the past 2 hours. And honestly, it's just this aluminum. It's so different compared to steel. Everything is rivets and glue, so you definitely want to be too careful. You know, you don't want to over pull it too bad because you can snap some aluminum. So I guess we're just gonna let it sit over pulled right now. Maybe overnight something happens.
Yep, we'll come back in the morning and we'll see. We'll release the tension and hopefully, you know, that tram gauge gets us a lot closer to where we need to be. Also, David had a really good point about this thing being wrecked in Florida on the track. So it's really hot out there, right? The car was warmed up. The aluminum was warmed up. You think that could have had anything to do with it?
That's probably what pushed it over, because it wasn't that bad of an accident. I mean, that's the only damage right there.
Yep, exactly.
You know?
It was not bad at all. I mean, all the body panels were pretty much intact. So maybe it was just super hot, more like pliable, and it just bent over. And now it's cooled off, you know, in that Tennessee weather. A little bit colder, and maybe it's just not wanting to pull, dude.
I mean, aluminum, it looked like 150 degrees, and it becomes so malleable.
That's true. We need to crank up the heat up in here, dude. Put like 5 heaters all the way around this sucker. Dude. But we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow in the morning.
But I think, yeah, what we need to do is pull it, over pull it, heat it up, and then just let it cool like that.
Oh,
wait, Ben, it's freaking all. Look how far the quarter panel pulled over.
no way. Are you being serious?
Yeah, look how far the quarter panel moved away from the glass. Look at the glass, it's going up.
The whole car is going back into place, dude.
Look at the glass.
Oh.
Look at the gap now right there.
Look at this gap. It's too tiny now.
Dude, are you kidding me? Just from heating it up that much for like 5
dude.
minutes?
It helps everything.
That's just how aluminum is right there. That's how crazy it is when you apply heat to aluminum.
Yeah, see, the aluminum's actually going down to its molecular level. So the aluminum ions are actually compressing back together, and it should stay in this
So
form.
aluminum actually heats up fast and it cools down fast,
so
right?
that's why it's really good for cars, you know, and it's super light. But aluminum is a very interesting thing.
Very interesting metal.
Say something smart. No, it really is. Honestly, it's pretty cool metal.
right, so we're finally done with the framework up front here. We actually had to heat up both sides of these frame rails to get this thing really where it needed to go, and it's back in its original spot. Everything looks super good, all nicely lined up. We measured it and all that good stuff. The only thing that we're gonna probably have to do is order the floor pan in here, because that thing just got overstretched during the accident and it's not worth messing with. We're just gonna order that. It's a simple replacement piece. We'll just replace it once it comes in. And that's pretty much it for the front end. We're just gonna wait on some parts. We're gonna wait on our subframe. Once everything starts arriving, we're gonna start bolting things together, and this thing is gonna be pretty much done up front. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
That was pretty easy, honestly. It took a little bit, but compared to some of our frame jobs, that was an easy one.
Yeah, that was an interesting scenario, but you know what? We cracked that sucker right there, and we are done up front for now. Let's jump back onto this back end, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump on this bumper, and we're gonna see if we can save this bumper. That way, if we can't, we can go ahead and order it, have one on the way. So let's pop this sucker off and throw some heat at it.
So the bumper is looking a lot better, but unfortunately, guys, I think we got to get a brand new one because, I mean, we straightened it out. We put some heat to it. It's a lot better than it was, but it's just a little too wavy, and it's basically half of the bumper. So from here on down this way, it might need body work all the way across. So that's going to be a lot of body work. I'm thinking like 2 days of body work just on this back bumper, man.
Oh yeah, man. And it's plastic, which that's like the worst kind of material to work with when you're trying to fix like a dent or something like that. But I mean, honestly, it's going to be worth it to find another bumper.
Yeah, we'll probably find one on eBay. I think that's just going to be the better way to go. So we're going to be on the lookout for that because, you know, we want to focus on this body work right here. That's going to be our most important piece. Also threw on this new door right here, and it fits up just perfect. No damages. I love to see that right there. Threw on our new fender as well. Lines up perfectly as well, dude. I'm just happy with the amount of progress that we got done on this thing, dude. The framework is complete. The quarter panel is basically saved. This thing is going to be a mean machine when it's all said and done. But we're going to go ahead and set this sucker aside until the next video. And we're going to go ahead and open up some McLaren Senna parts because we got a ton of them right here. And this is going to kind of decide what we're going to work on or continue on in the next video. Maybe we'll have enough parts to continue with the Senna, or maybe we'll just continue with the Porsche. So let's crack open some of this stuff right here and let's show you guys what we got.
So these are the new parts that we just got for our Senna. First off, check out this massive carbon fiber headlight bezel or headlight bracket, whatever you want to call it. Headlight goes there. I believe like the fog turn signal goes here. Look how massive that thing is, but that's all carbon right there, man. That wasn't a cheap part, dude.
No, sir. I think it was like $6 grand, but it definitely ties a bunch of stuff together up front right there.
All the stuff right there, and I believe even the active arrow is gonna get bolted down to here. We just got one side for now. Wish we had the other side, but what we did get in is the active arrow. Look how crazy that looks, dude. That looks like an airplane wing right there. Got its motor right here. this thing is just gonna do all sorts of stuff when you're driving.
That's gonna put that sucker to the ground. That's that downforce right
It's
there,
literally
dude.
gonna hold the front end of the car down while that big wing is gonna hold the rear end down. That is
Dude.
insane. The only thing that sucks is they sent us 2 of the exact same side. One of them is just high gloss, but it did have the right part number. They just threw the wrong part in the box, so we'll ship that back to McLaren. Hopefully get a new part in. And another really important pretty much pieces came in, and that's the rest of our hydraulic system lines. Those go to the shock, these go to like the power steering, I believe. Then you got the actuator right here that controls it all. That's actually super important in order to start our car, because you don't want to start it because it runs off of the transmission. You don't want the hydraulic fluid to go everywhere. So
Exactly.
once that goes in, I think we're gonna get like one step closer to starting this thing.
Dude, that's a major key in order for us to start this thing for the first time. But honestly, I don't think this is quite enough for us to continue just yet on the Senna.
Yeah, I wish we had the other side headlight bezel, and I believe we're still waiting on a lower splitter, the rear bumper. We got some major stuff coming in. So once we probably get a few more things, we're gonna hop back on this thing, get this thing looking crazy. But before we go, guys, we wanna talk about the Porsche, the other Porsche right there.
Let's fire that sucker up. Let's bring it out, because we've seen a lot of comments that it's not finished.
Oh, it's done.
Alright guys, so I guess we didn't update you guys enough on this Porsche right here, but it has been done, and there is actually an issue right now though. So we actually drove this thing. It was an amazing vehicle, but then we parked it, the battery died, and it threw a power steering code, and we just can't seem to clear it with our scanner. So we are going to take this sucker to service, because as you guys know, this thing has rear steer and front steer, and that all works together. So this thing is basically not able to be driven on the road just yet. But this thing is a unit right here. Interior, everything is together on this thing. It just needs to be, I think, reset. Beautiful right here. We got some cold air intakes. We're even talking about maybe doing some power increases on this thing, because we've seen these things pop wheelies. That would be insane. I don't know if we're gonna go that crazy, but maybe some bigger turbos.
Maybe some bigger flames.
Bigger flames, that's always fun right there. But that's the update on this. These 2 Porsches are definitely gonna be ripping together. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for all the love and support. Definitely drop all your comments and thoughts down below, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.